Today, I want to talk to you about some of my favorite crypto resources that I use pretty much on a daily basis to help me educate myself and keep up to date with the markets. And best of all, those resources that I'm going to be talking to you about are completely free. You don't have to pay anything for them, which of course I always like, right? Because why to pay for something if you can have it for free? And I think they can really add a lot of value for you. Either if you're a complete beginner and never have experienced crypto or used crypto before, I think some of those tools can really help you to better understand what crypto is all about. And even if you're already more advanced or even a pro, I think some of those tools you may not have heard before, and maybe one or two at least that is new for you and can help you to become a better investor. So I'm going to be talking about my favorite websites that I use, as well as YouTube channels, podcasts, newsletters, and even a book. So whether you're beginner or pro, I think there's something for everyone here. Without further ado, let's get started. Right, so let's kick things off with my favorite websites. And honestly, the first one has to be CoinMarketCap, which is completely free. And honestly, I'm even amazed that it is for free. Now, I think you can pay if you wanted to not have ads and so forth. But honestly, majority of it is free of charge. And it's just incredible resource that I check pretty much on a daily basis. I also have it on my phone. It's a free app that you can download, and it's really, really good. It's so funny because for stocks, for example, right, there's a lot of great websites out there and tools that you can use to analyze stocks and so on, and they're very often paid. But here, it's completely free, and it's just really, really incredible. Because a couple of things, right? First of the bat, you see right away the biggest cryptos in the world. You can easily see what's happening, what is trending. You can even customize it the way you want, adjust the column, which time interval, and so on. But basically, here you can see by market capitalization the biggest cryptocurrencies in the world. So you can easily go through and see how the market is doing, how your particular coin that you like is doing. So it just gives you a very nice market snapshot overview, and that's why I go to it almost on a daily basis to see what is happening. Then you have a couple of snapshots over here, and of course you can very quickly go into each individual coin. You can either look for it, a particular token over here. For example, I also own some Nexo token, so I can just jump in here and see what it is, and you get the breakdown for every single cryptocurrency that you're looking for. But let's go back to the biggest one out there, which is obviously Bitcoin. So once you dive in, you get a lot of information, things like the supply, right? We know that there's ever only going to be 21 million Bitcoin in circulation. You see right now how much of it has been mined already. So you get an idea of how much is available, how much is the total supply, because some tokens, they have an infinite supply or a different supply, right? So you can get very easily an idea of what it is. You see, of course, the charts over here. You can change the time interval, over a 1 year period. We're up 145%, which is awesome. Being a Bitcoin investor myself, I like that. And you can see over here also the markets where Bitcoin is traded. So you get an idea of some of the exchanges, for example, right? Which are the most popular exchanges. And I'll show you in a second another place where you can find that, but it gives you a good indication also whether your exchange is one of the more popular ones out there or not. Then you get also Bitcoin news. So technically, even some of the other pages I'm going to show you that are crypto news related, technically you don't even need to use them because you have it here like a news aggregator all in one platform. And even sentiment by the community, which is really cool because they have their own sort of coin market cap community, which is really cool. And yeah, from here, obviously you can click on different things, analytics as well, to get some insights into Bitcoin analytics, the whale holdings. So these are the big holders, how that has been developing, address holding long term, how big the addresses are on average, the size, what they have in their portfolio, the average time held. So really some very, very good insights. So honestly, that's probably more than enough for most everyday investors to make an educated decision about their investments and stay on top of what's happening, right? Even if you're not planning to buy or trade or sell, right? At least you kind of stay on top with what's happening in the markets very easily. So you could do this for every single one. You can even log in and create your own portfolio, your own watch list if you wanted to log in. And from here, you have obviously a couple of other things where you can see, obviously you have the community, you have also exchanges, which I really like. You can see what are the biggest exchanges. You can see the liquidity, the volume they're having. So you can just go through here and honestly check your exchange, see where it is, right? You don't want to have an exchange that's really at the bottom because usually it means it has less volume. Therefore, usually the prices are higher, the spreads are higher. So you want to have one of the better and bigger ones at the top over here because usually that means more volume, more liquidity, and usually it's a benefit for you as a user as well. Then what I really like over here when you click on cryptocurrencies, you get a couple of things that I find really, really interesting, such as ranking. We went on that before. You even have categories, right? So these are all the various categories of cryptocurrencies. For example, we have meme coins. So these are all the various meme coins in there. We have gaming related coins. We have AI related coins, Solana related coins. So you can really go almost by theme, right? Like we have ETF themes. We also have cryptocurrency themes around different topics and subtopics like stable coins, right? I also have a stable coin called USDT. So you can go in here and see everything related to that. So for example, if I click into this, I see basically all the biggest stable coins in the world. And I can just go through and find the one I like. Then of course the market overview, that's also really good. You see the fear and greed index, see how greedy the market is overall, just to get an idea of what is happening. Alt season versus Bitcoin season, Bitcoin dominance. So for me, these things are really, really relevant. The ETF flows, inflows and outflow, I think that's very important as well. So how much money is flowing into the ETFs? You see right now, it's just dropped a little bit because the price of Bitcoin came down. So people get nervous, they sell. So that's why it's a net outflow, right? So yeah, really interesting to see that as well over there. So honestly, you can have a look around over here, but given that all of this is free of charge, is really amazing. And I would really recommend you bookmark that page, download the app, just have it on the go. You don't have to check it on a daily basis, but once in a while, I think you can really get some amazing value and insight from that page. Now there's a second page that's pretty much exactly the same, called CoinGecko. So in many ways, honestly, it does pretty much exactly the same as we've just seen on CoinMarketCap. So once again, it's also free of charge. You can also download the app. So yeah, honestly, it comes down to personal preference, what way you like. Both of them are great. I just happen to use the first one more than this one. But again, both of them are equally great and free. So yeah, try both of them, see which one you prefer. Then another great resource that I really like is called Arkham Intel. It might be a little bit overwhelming at first, but for what I like it is looking up specific exchanges, right? Let's imagine you want to invest in Binance, but not sure how they're doing actually, and you're not 100% sure about them. So you can just pull it up over here, enter it, search, and you will see basically all their various on-chain analytics, right? What is happening? What is their holding right now? You can see over here, technically how much money they have in their accounts. You can see the transactions that are happening, the net value, what they're saving their money in, the token balance history over time, the profit and loss even of the exchange over time. So before you want to invest in a big exchange, I always jump on here and make sure, things are going the right way. So obviously I'm not checking this on a daily basis, but just before maybe I go with a new exchange or I'm planning to send money to an exchange, I always jump in here and just kind of see, how they're storing the money, right? I can see, for example, the biggest holding now is in Ethereum, then in Bitcoin, and so forth. So for me, it's really interesting and honestly amazing. That's the beauty of cryptocurrency, that there's actually so much transparency out there, contrary to the traditional fiat banking system that we have. So here you can really see this transparently. And yeah, I think it's a great free resource to just double check, in case you have some doubts about a new exchange. Always jump on here. Great resource. Another website I check regularly is called the Saylor Tracker. And basically this website tracks all the Bitcoin buys of Michael Saylor. Now, in case you're not familiar with Michael Saylor, that's the gentleman over here, and his company MicroStrategy is actually now the biggest holder of Bitcoin of any companies. So outside of ETFs, they hold the most Bitcoin, which is really impressive. And when you see actually his company is up in 1 year, 714%. Absolutely mind-boggling numbers. Way outperformed even Bitcoin, right? They basically investing all their money and turning it into Bitcoin, to building up Bitcoin reserves. And yeah, just incredible gentleman and company. But yeah, I really like that website, the Saylor Tracker, because here you can see at every point, at what price he bought, how much he bought it for. And that sometimes gives me conviction, right? If he still buys, he just recently bought at an all-time high at almost $97,000 per Bitcoin. He bought 55,000 Bitcoins at that price point worth $5.4 billion. So when I think, maybe it's too high, well, when I jump on here and see such a smart gentleman keep on buying even at such high prices, it puts things into perspective. So again, free of charge, you can track his buys. I think it's a really great website to just check once in a while. Now, another great resource that I use for myself is my portfolio tracker, for which I use Delta. Great tool. And here I track my ETFs, but you can also track your crypto, right? When you go into it here, you can basically link it up with various exchanges, even wallets, and just see how your crypto is developing over time, especially if you have different exchanges that you're using. You can track it manually. You can sync with some of them, not all of them, but some of them do sync. And of course, they do have a paid plan, but most of it can be tapped into free of charge. And I think it's a really good way to keep on top of all your crypto transactions, because especially if you start buying and selling quite a bit, it's hard to actually keep a track. And I think it's one of the better trackers out there that I can really recommend. And if you want to check them out, I have a link down in the description below. So definitely have a look. Now, in terms of crypto related news, there are obviously a lot of websites out there. Even some of the bigger news pages start talking about it, right? But two of the ones I like quite a bit, one of them is called Decrypt. Once again, free of charge, nicely clean presented. And it's not just about Bitcoin, it's really in general about cryptocurrency. So really been enjoying the experience. And yeah, definitely you can jump on here. I think they also have a newsletter if you want to sign up to that. But the website itself, very clean, very self-explanatory. And yeah, honestly, I come here once in a while to just get my insights into the markets, what is happening. And the second one is called Crypto News, also great website, free of charge. great articles and insights. And yeah, again, I probably jump between both of them every once in a while, but technically you don't have to use them. As I said before, on CoinMarketCap, you can just go over here to learn, click on news, and you will see basically everything you need to know around the world. So that's really a news aggregator from all various websites, right? Not just from one specific one. So yeah, I quite like that, whatever works for you, but all of them are really great resources. I really enjoy that they're free of charge, right? Because once again, for most other financial news that we have, things like Financial Times, Wall Street Journal, I'm actually paying for myself, right? But here you get amazing insights without any charge. Now, of course, then we talk about crypto exchanges where you're gonna buy your cryptocurrency and sell it eventually if you made a profit, right? And for that, I use Nexo. And of course, it is free of charge, technically to open an account. I've been using them now for a number of years and made a number of videos about them. You can watch them afterwards if you wanted to. But I really enjoy it because yeah, it's super easy to use. One of the most user-friendly interfaces in my eyes. I tried many different ones and I love that I get interest on my cryptocurrency. You can see up to 14% over here. Currently, I earn over $200 every single month in interest on my crypto holdings. So yeah, I really like Nexo for that. You can see here the interest rates that you can be earning even on your Bitcoin. I'm getting now 4%. So definitely attractive. It's free of charge to open an account. I have a link down in the description below. And if you use my link, you get up to $25 worth of Bitcoin to get you started. And another great exchange that I use personally as well is called OKX. And when I go back over here to CoinMarketCap, you can see it's actually currently the 4th biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, which means you have a lot of liquidity and really low fees when you buy and sell your cryptocurrency. And for that, it's actually cheaper than Nexo, but it's also a bit more overwhelming. You can see here for beginners, I think it's a bit too complicated to get started. That's where Nexo shines and they don't pay so much interest. But overall, if you trade a lot, then this might be a better friend. Once again, there is no opening fee. You can just open an account free of charge. So sometimes I just buy my crypto over there and then send it into my Nexo wallet to earn the interest. Now, of course, when we talk about cryptocurrency, we also need to talk about hardware wallets, right? And for that, I currently use two. My latest one is the Tangent wallet, which I've really been enjoying. Super easy, super user-friendly. But unfortunately, it is not free of charge. You actually have to pay for it. So that's why I don't want to actually mention them over here, but still recommend you to do consider them as soon as you start having some significant crypto holdings. You should really move them off the exchange into your hardware wallet of choice. Again, that's one of them I use. And that's the second one that I'm using, the Ledger Nano S Plus. So there are obviously various hardware wallets out there. None of them, sadly, is for free. There are hot wallets, but they are online. So while they are free of charge, they are more likely to be potentially hacked. Here on a hardware wallet, you're way more secure. So eventually down the road, you definitely want to be investing into one of those to make sure you take your crypto off the exchange and take self-custody of your cryptocurrency. Now, another tool I really enjoy and use quite often actually is a compound growth calculator, where I basically plug in my own numbers, right? And see over the coming years, if I keep on investing, which I do, right? To what number will my portfolio grow? And I really enjoy that because sometimes investing can be a bit tiring, right? You keep on putting money towards investment, but certain times it just goes sidelines or it even drops for a period of time and then you lose the excitement, right? But that's when I come back to a page like this over here on Match My Broker. It's a free of charge compound growth calculator. You plug in your numbers over here, your additional investments, and then you calculate on growth and you can see what your portfolio grows to over time. And in my case, it has been apparently several of millions in a number of years. So of course that gets me very excited and gets me to continue investing, because otherwise sometimes I would just slack off and use the money for something else to spend on myself. But seeing that, I know I have to stay on track, stay consistent to make sure to hit that multiple million portfolio in the future, which is of course my goal. So definitely try it out. If you haven't run your own numbers before, just plug in here what you have, your initial investment, your additional investments, your expected growth, and you'll be really amazed to see what your portfolio can grow to in the future. And the last website resource that I can really recommend you is actually from eToro, which as you can see is one of the stockbrokers that I'm currently using. And while you can buy cryptocurrency over here, honestly, I wouldn't really recommend you because that is actually quite expensive, as they're charging 1% fee every time you buy and sell. So I think the options I told you before are definitely cheaper and better options for that. But if you sign up with my link down in the description below to open an eToro account to either trade the stocks and ETFs on there, and ETFs are commission free, which is awesome, you will also get access to the free Crypto for Beginners course. And they have many different courses and really good tutorials and insights. You can really see here all the things that you're getting. So once again, it's free of charge basically just by signing up for a free account. So even if you don't end up using it, you get still access to all these great insights and take that free course over here, which I think is really powerful. And here you get it totally free of charge, which again, who doesn't like free of charge, right? So definitely check it out. I think they have some really good insights. Right, with this, we move to my favorite YouTube channels that I use. Now, obviously there are a lot of them, but a lot of them I found, really too pushy, right? When they promote one token over the other and you should buy this or should buy that. I don't like that, right? I like to educate and make my own decision. And people like Raoul Pal, I hope I pronounced it correctly, really smart people who interview some of the smartest people out there, and he really knows what he's talking about. He never pitches one crypto over the other, which I really appreciate. You get some really interesting insights and deep conversations, and really he goes deep. And the fact that you get to listen to this free of charge is just amazing. And honestly, I've been listening to most of the episodes really. I do have YouTube Premium, so often when I'm on the run or something, I just put it on in the background and then I can listen to them while they have the interview and really get some new nuggets of knowledge that really help me to become a better investor. And the second one I can really recommend is called Coin Bureau, and they really have a great sense of humor as well and kind of simplify the world of cryptocurrencies. They talk about all different things, right? While the first one was more maybe focused around fundamental cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular, here they really talk about all things crypto, all different currencies, stablecoin, meme coins. So it's really, you get a sort of snapshot of what's happening in the cryptocurrency markets. Quite long episodes, but again, they go really deep and never really only pushing or promoting one coin over the other, but really giving you fundamental insights, market updates. And I really appreciate it with a good sense of humor. They don't take themselves too serious. So I definitely can recommend those guys. And the last channel I came across recently is called Smart Money with Kai. Really interesting. But jokes aside, guys, obviously in my channel, I also talk about cryptocurrency, but not exclusively, right? Because I really believe in educating about investing. While cryptocurrency is exciting, I think there are also other asset classes such as ETFs, real estate, even stocks, dividends, many different ones. And I want to kind of capture and talk about all those various investment classes, not only one single one. So while I'll continue to talk about crypto because it's hot and gonna get only more and more popular in the future, I still gonna be talking about S&P 500, stockbroker reviews, other financial tools I use, how to save money, how to invest in real estate. So yeah, if you want all things personal finance investing, then definitely make sure to hit the subscribe button. Helps out the channel a lot, and hopefully you'll get some value out of it in the process. With this, we move to my two favorite crypto-related podcasts. And number one I listen to the most is actually the Pomp podcast. He really mostly focuses about Bitcoin, but of course still crypto in general. But really, again, such a smart guy, goes really deep, has some amazing guests and insights in there. So I really, really recommend you. If you only listen to one, he would be one of the best choices out there. I personally really enjoy every single episode he does. And another one, if you wanted to mix it up, is called Crypto 101. So you can also listen to those guys. They feature more cryptocurrencies, not only on Bitcoin, but once again, the broader crypto market at large. Also really interesting, different perspectives. So yeah, I alternate between the two, probably more the first one I mentioned, but again, the choice is yours. Definitely you can check out both of them. And still, sometimes I'm so amazed that you get these insights free of charge, right? Sometimes you have to pay a lot of money to attend a conference to listen to some of those amazing speakers. Here you get to listen to them free of charge, which is just incredible. In case your inbox feels too empty and you don't get enough emails yet, which if you have that problem, let me know how you do it, because for me, it just keeps on overflowing every single time. Even though I unsubscribe from everything, it just never seems to stop. But anyhow, 2 email newsletters, crypto related, that I really appreciate. And despite me unsubscribing from so many different ones that I tried, those 2 I keep on reading pretty much every single day. The first one being my favorite, and that's called Milk Road. And yeah, it's just really nice. It is, again, has a bit of humor in there, some cool memes, but really good market insights. They send it every single day, free of charge. If I could only go with one newsletter, it would be that one. But in case you want a second one, I can also recommend you Rare Mints. Sadly, they don't show on the website what it is, but trust me, they have some really good insights, nicely presented, a bit shorter than the first one. So maybe try out both, see which one you prefer, maybe both, maybe only one. But that one is another great one that I can really recommend and read myself on a daily basis. With this, we come to the last category, and that's books. Now, usually books, unfortunately, as great as they are, they cost money. So technically, I shouldn't be mentioning them over here. And obviously, there's so many books out there, and it's such a fast-moving industry, so it would be hard to keep on recommending new books. But one book I really recommend anyone in the crypto space who is serious about it, especially Bitcoin, and that's called The Bitcoin Standard. It's really a timeless classic by now. Has been written quite a few years ago, but I generally recommend you to read it because it really talks in general about the problem that Bitcoin really solves when we talk about, the use case. So honestly, do yourself a favor, read that book. And again, sadly, it's not free. You can buy it. It's actually not expensive. So really invest in yourself if you wanted to. However, if you actually go over on YouTube, once again, my favorite platform, right? You enter Bitcoin Standard audiobook, you can actually find the one over here. You can see 11.5 hours free of charge. Now the recording voice is maybe not the prettiest, but technically you can listen to the book free of charge while you're on the run or on the drive, and you get the insights of what the book is all about. So I really recommend you either invest in yourself, buy the book, which probably would be my favorite way to do, and get on the Kindle or the physical book, Or if you don't want to spend the money, then listen to the free version over here, maybe on 1.5 speed to reduce the hours a little bit. But honestly, it's really powerful. And I think it's absolutely crucial to understand what it's all about, right? Because I generally believe only investing in things that you have real conviction about, right? If the market turns and goes down, if you don't have the conviction in the things you invest in, you will quickly sell out and probably materialize a loss. So you really want to be convinced of the thing you invest and understand it fully. And I think for that, this book is really mandatory reading. But I'm interested to hear from you. Let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite resource, website, YouTube channel, podcast episode? I'm really interested to look into this and learn from you as well. Next up, check out this video over here. As always, thanks a lot for watching. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.